Hello. You might be able to tell this is not the normal woodland area, so don't take this as a real part of the video, but just to explain that the first part of this week I've been in Wales, South Wales, and I'm on the hunt for waterfalls today, but that's beside the point. Just want to let you know why it might be a little bit of a shorter video this week. Been having some adventures out here. Just come to this beautiful place. Very peaceful. But in a few moments we'll switch back to our woodland and whatever I can fit in with the rest of the week, which may not be a whole lot because it's a busy one, but more normal service next week. See you soon. So we're back home, back to the, I was going to say peaceful woods, but I think there's a lot of farming happening over there, but relative peace of our woods. And I'm just going for an evening walk on the evening that we've arrived back, as this week's going to be quite busy, so I thought I'd at least come down, have a wander and see how things are going here. The first thing is, I don't know if you can see it, but I certainly feel like I can. Things are really, the greenness has accelerated the last few days. I'm not saying it's all happened whilst we've been away, but it feels like you leave it for a few days, you really notice the difference. Everything is just so vibrantly green right now. All of the trees up above are beginning to get leaves on them, even the ones that seem to be holding off. Just a couple of weeks ago, some of these were still bare, but now a lot more leaves. So that's fun. It's beginning to really come into its own. It's a bit chilly actually. Yeah, I think it might be starting to rain. I'm not 100% sure on that, but yeah, I'm fine with that because it's going to get plenty hot, I'm sure, this summer. So any days where it cools down, I'm all good with that. So I think it's probably fair to say that the trip to Wales was our first real going away this year. Been here the whole rest of the time recording these, and it did make me realise something, and that is, despite how amazing some of the places are, and you can't deny that the scenery is just, I mean, it's epic, it's beautiful, but there is something different about your home patch, especially if you live somewhere you can just find somewhere quiet like this that not too many people know about. Some of these really more epic, amazing places that are well known, they draw a lot of people, and it's understandable. I'm not saying that people shouldn't be there, although I'd like it if they weren't. It's good that people want to go out and see these things, but it does take, at least for me, I struggle a little bit with the loss of peace in such places. It's just so hectic. I know people are enjoying themselves and that's great, but I just love the tranquility of being in a little woodland like this or something, and there's nobody else here right now. It's just me. I can just be alone with my thoughts, enjoy the quiet, enjoy the gentle rain. So I think that's something to appreciate, even though it may not have the huge mountains, may not have the stretching beaches under the cliffs. What it does have is peace and tranquility, and as we've been trying to delve into, sometimes successfully, sometimes not successfully, there's so much going on here anyway, even in these tiny little areas. And I think that's really one of the things I'm trying to dig into with this year, is just how much happens in just a random little wood somewhere in England. There's so much transformation over the course of the year and so much to observe. I think it would be fair to say At times I'm not doing the best of jobs of observing it, but I'm trying, and we'll keep trying to improve. But yeah, just loving being in here, seeing what's happening. I've just made it, we're in Rita Wudu, just made it to the fallen tree, as you can see behind me. Walking from the gate, doesn't take long to get here. Lots of green here, but if you remember, I mean, if you're a real stalwart viewer, you remember that behind me, this was all filled with daffodils a month ago. Now, not so much. And a month before that, this was all water. Lots of changes, even in a little area. Anyway, I'm going to stop mumbling on about this now and just keep walking. Alright, I've been bad about trying to help out with birdsong, so we're going to try and do one right now, because I hear it calling, and if I can point it out, obviously there's a lot of birds. I want to try and point out the song that helps me to realise that there's chaffinches around. And if I hear it, I'll point it out. It's a descending do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do. That's how I think of it in my head. So we'll listen out and I'll point it out if I hear it. There it was. Just a do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do. There it was again. You got to try and get between the chiff-chaffs and the various other things, but it's that descending one that ends in a very particular sequence. Just did it again. I don't know if you're picking it up. It would be helpful if one would do it really close, like it did just before I started recording. But it is quite a distinctive sound. If you picked it up, good work. There's a lot of other bird songs happening right now, so maybe it's not ideal. It's something though, isn't it, right? Well, as I was wandering through, I noticed some of this growing along the side, and it's massive, and it's just come out of nowhere. Let me give you a comparison. Oh, foot comparison. See, it's quite big. And apparently, even though it has a bit of a rhubarby look to it, I'd have to say, I guess this might be burdock, possibly, which is pretty cool. I feel like, I don't know, in my head, I'm hearing the phrase dandelion and burdock. I don't know if that's some kind of drink of ancient times or something, or if I'm confusing that with something else. I'm not 100% sure, but it's pretty cool. It is huge, and there's more just beginning to go down here. I feel like this has sprung out of nowhere. Alright, we've not done much tree stuff for a while, but take a look at this guy. Very white blossoms. I'll zoom in a bit for you. It's not really zooming in, it's just moving. Very attractive. And as we're in May, I think the suggestion is that this may be hawthorn that is growing here. Lovely leaves that are beginning to form. But yeah, apparently they're a big May bloomer, so maybe that's what we've got. I mean, look at it, it's really going crazy. Unfortunately, the sky is white right now, or grey, so it doesn't stand out as well against the sky, so I'm just showing you the lower edges of it, really. But these are really standing out, these guys. If there's one plant I've got cemented now in my head from constantly mentioning it, it's spurge. And it's blossoming as nicely as ever. I really feel like I wouldn't take to these, but there's something about that green. Even though it is green, I thought green flowers on a green plant, that's not very exciting. But they just stand out somehow. Very attractive. Interesting development for me. I've been doing some time lapses very long-term time lapses where I take pictures from certain places whenever I happen to come down that I hope at the end of the year will actually be kind of cool. Albeit not very accurate in terms of being a perfect rendition, because obviously the locations change a bit. But I think somebody's been doing some work down here in the younglings, because I think my stump's gone. There's a stump over there, but that doesn't look right. There's a stump over it, maybe it's this stump, but I felt like there was a middle one too. This doesn't feel quite right. So if the time lapse changes a little bit, we know why. Oh, there's another stump. It could also just be that things are growing. I don't know, it's tricky. It is tricky. It's getting dark and a bit rainy now. I really didn't think it was going to rain. When will I ever learn? Well, now I know what all the tretch noises are about. Look at the change here. This is on the way to the chimney. This was a couple of weeks ago when I came out to give it another look. I mean, you can't see the chimney right now due to leafage, but this right here is the area where the chimney resides. Just having come through the gate here from the younglings, as we've done a few times now. But look, things are changing. I did want to pay a little attention to what farmers are doing. We've not done as much of it as we could as of yet, but at least we've noticed that this has happened. I guess this is maybe why a lot of the stuff was getting cleared. A lot of the woods, a lot of the trees, I should say, were being cleared in preparation for it to be, would you call this ploughed? I don't know if you would call this ploughed or just prepared, but I imagine soon things will be growing here. We will keep an eye out and see what it is as and when it happens. Glad I came down here now. I almost didn't. You can maybe see if let's zoom in a bit on the sky. I'm a bit suspicious. This is where it rained a couple of weeks ago in the video, and I'm a bit suspicious that maybe there could be more rain over there. So maybe this time I'll actually get back inside before it hits. Well, I'm heading back. I'm a little bit damp, but not as bad as last time. But I'm glad I came out. It was worth it. It's just so good for keeping you sane, getting outside and listening to the birds and, I don't know, smelling the trees. Whatever you do while you're out there. Anyway, I will see you guys next time. Have a good week. Who knows what we'll do next time. Bye bye.